Yay.
Hello, conscious creators. We're going to have a few minutes for people to come in here. Just a few seconds as I'm reporting live from Miami, Florida. Young Charlie's here. Mixed Sandy Designs. Hello, everyone who's coming in here. Thanks, everyone who's tuning in right now. Yo, what's good? What's good? Where's everyone from? Rep Yo City. Where is everyone from? I'm here in Miami, Florida, with Las Vegas, with my girlfriend Angie. And where are you from? I was expecting you to chime in. That's why I was like, it's all that's my friend. Where are you from?
Here.
This is her hometown,
Here.
So I'm visiting here.
Born and raised.
Mm-hmm. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, and I'm just here for a few days. I leave back to LA tomorrow, so we want to do a live. Share a message, but real quick again, where's everyone from? Happy birthday, Angie.
Thank you, Shay.
Oh yeah, by the way, it was your birthday yesterday. It was Angie's birthday yesterday.
Yes, wow, look at you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Tony, Stephanie, good to see you.
Everyone sees the 30 balloons.
Yeah, she's 30 years old now, so.
Third level.
So again, where's everyone from? I just love asking that and seeing where everyone's located around the world. So feel free, put in your location. Again, I'm here in Florida right now, which is really a really cool spot. I love Miami. And as we're going through Missouri, push the hearts. Let us know how we're doing. Sandy Designs says happy birthday.
Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. Oh, yay, it's still my birthday.
So we have Missouri, we have Vegas. I saw St. Pete.
Yeah, it's St. Petersburg. That's Florida too, so you're a few hours away from us right now.
Right on.
Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate that.
I think Stephanie's from Long Beach too, right? Aren't you Stephanie? Stephanie Shortcake.
Costa Rica.
Oh, Costa Rica, cool.
So we're going there next year, like for sure.
It's going down.
Yes. That is the intention. We're putting it out there.
PH.
Costa Rica. By the way, where in Costa Rica are you from, where you're at right now? I would love to know.
Yeah, and I think PH Osophy, like you're in Miami too, aren't you? I think you commented on something or you sent me a DM. Tonight's topic, as we're tapping into everybody here, tonight's topic is kind of just a loose topic. Currently on holiday in Israel, Johannesburg, South Africa. I had no idea. Shay Bay. Shay Bay is, we follow each other on my private page. That's cool. We share music idea or music inspirations. Hey y'all from Toledo. I couldn't say that.
Toledo.
Nice.
Tomato.
Tony, I know Tony.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. He used to be good friends with my old roommate. He's also a Long Beach native. Let's get together for coffee or lunch. Yeah. I would like to have some. Most definitely, man.
Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
What's up?
All right, topic.
New York City. Yes. So topic, as you're coming into, again, just, put in your city, put in your location. I'll shout you out too on this. Seattle, West Coast. Oh, for some reason, I had you mixed up. San Jose, NorCal. Right on. Cool.
Okay.
So tonight's topic is going to be a little bit around alignment. And I could have done a way better job at introducing this. So there is something that people tend to miss, that we all miss actually, because we get so caught up in the exterior world, this reality that we have around us, and we're taking all the feedback from the relationships that we're in, from the connections that we make, from just the different experiences, just the everyday life. And because of the feedback that we're getting, we often start to, it's natural to do this, right? But we create our desires based off of what we're seeing and what we're experiencing and whatnot, without ever really tapping into something that's true to ourselves, without actually tapping into something that's like within us. We're not tapping into that, but we're tapping into the desires that are being projected to us and suggested to us by this reality. So in other words, we're told in society, we're often taught to want certain things, desire certain things, chase after certain things, without ever actually tapping into what is true to ourselves. And as always, I share stories and stuff to help understand what I'm saying, or to help project my message and whatnot. And then Angie's here also to assist. And we just wanted to come together to share some things because Angie's really insightful, super super knowledgeable, super in tune. And real quick, Angie, by the way, we've been dating for the last 2 months now, like a little bit over 2 months, 2 months and a few days. And
which in linear time is nothing.
And that's exactly what I wanted to get into, is because if we take feedback from what's happening around us and we start to say, wow, you know what, it should take longer, or it should be, I should expect for something to happen sooner, or why isn't this happening sooner, or why is it taking so long? You know what I'm talking about, right? If you're trying to manifest something, if you're trying to set the intention to attract something into your life. And a lot of times we set up these expectations. Again, this is all tying into like what I was initially saying, is that when we start tying in these expectations to this exterior world that's based off of time, which time is just this fabrication, it's just this thing that we live off of. And if you really get down to the root of everything, time doesn't really exist. Time is just this thing that's here. It's this construct, whatever you want to call it. And so when we tie our expectations to this thing that we live by that's not even real, we set ourselves up for failure. We expect things to happen sooner or later or faster. And then we often use a time called divine timing, and people use divine timing still based off linear time, not based off of and this is the key thing that I want to talk about tonight, is alignment. Mm-hmm. Alignment. And what is alignment? What is alignment? What is alignment to you? I'm gonna hear from you.
Alignment to me means that I know that I am being 100% myself, no matter the person, the circumstances, my mood, what's happening around me, and I'm not holding back, nor am I in my head about how I'm acting in the moment or what I have to do or what I have to say. I can just go ahead and be that, be me. It's called being. When I'm being, I'm totally in alignment. And the cool part about, and we were talking about this earlier, the cool part about us, and I think just kind of like what we have, is that I can be in that state, and I am in that state without trying to be or having to force it or anything, with you at all times. So it's like when you're in alignment, totally, I think that's just being 100% authentic. Not trying to fit some sort of mold, or you're in your head about what does this person think I'm saying, or what I look like, or I don't want to sound too much of this, or I don't want to sound too much of that. This is just who I am. And then you're being in alignment with your truth. What is your truth? Yes. And so in a nutshell, that's like kind of what, and I said a few keywords there, truth, authenticity, I think being genuine, just not being, the phrase not holding back. Not holding back,
that's
at
so
all.
That's so important. And I'm gonna share a little quick story, right? Like that that kind of explains. And I think people can compare your own life, your own experiences to this, because we often think like, oh, I have to let a month pass before I do something, or I have to give this a certain amount of time. At the end of the day, what do we know? We know what we have experienced. We know what we grow through. Exactly what we know. And so what we know is based off of what we've experienced, and what we've experienced is something based off the past. So if we're living off of the past, then we're missing now, and then we project from the past into the future, and so we just draw in past experiences. And
that's how we create stories.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and we live a lot in stories, in these stories that we create, and it's like sometimes those stories, they don't serve us, they're disempowering.
Exactly. Yeah. And so the story I want to share real quick, it's separate from what you're talking about, stories. Story. There's two different stories, but we won't go into that. One of the stories here is, for example, so I had just gotten out of a relationship, I'm going to say like 3.5 months ago, maybe 4 months ago. And it was one of my first conscious, like actually conscious relationships that I was in. And I was single for 3 years, roughly around 3.5 years. And, I dated here and there and whatnot. I wasn't really trying to do that. I wasn't trying to like date and go out and stuff. And I was really just focused on myself and really just kind of cleaning up my own act, my own self, and getting myself aligned. And I knew that there was a lot of work to be done because I kept attracting the same kind of people. And I was just like, I'm not about that. Like, I don't want that. And I was observing certain things that were happening, and it just wasn't lining up for me. And I knew what I wanted based off of what I was experiencing. And so I started just fine-tuning. And I finally, I just kind of let things go, and I took off the constraints that I had around dating. And, there was a few people that came into my life that it was eye-opening, because I knew because since I had taken so much time off, that I was like, wow, like this is really cool. Like it felt like an upgrade, right? Like it was just like boom, boom, boom. And, long story short, I got out of this relationship that I was in, and it was a real huge eye opener, and I had just realized some things about myself that I needed to align within myself. And I had said that to myself, I'm not going to get in any type of relationship. I'm going to focus on myself. I don't want to do anything with anybody. I just want to be focused on my work and on my mission, and just building myself and building my brand and building my business and whatnot. And I was really adamant about that. Like, I'm not about that. I just want to stay single, stay focused. I met Angie. And that was like, it was totally unexpected how I met Angie. And the first thing that I think that we were talking about was like, first of all, we're not into long distance relationships. No. Like, I'm not about that. Like, I don't want to do that at all. I'm cool. Mm-mm. And then I had also said, like, I'm really focused on my work. Like, I'm not about dating and stuff. And we were just talking, like, we were just having a conversation, and that's what we were expressing. And 4 days later, I bought a ticket to come to Miami because of just how things progressed in those few days. The connection was real. Everything was so real. And it was so real because I wasn't focused on all these have-tos and must-haves and time and, timing. And timing plays a role. But as far as time goes, where, I just got out of a relationship, I shouldn't be focused because I should be taking time to develop myself more. It was just like I was living from my heart, and I was living truthfully from my heart and being in total alignment. And what I mean, again, by alignment, like, to piggyback off of what Angie was saying, was that I was just really tapping into like how I felt in that moment, and just checking into my intuition and really just listening. Like, does this feel right? Like, everything was like, yeah, everything feels good. Everything's great. And it was just, I got over my own little thinking of like, well, should I wait? Like, is this not right? Should I wait till things like ease up or whatever? Like, how am I going to look to others? That actually did not cross my mind ever at all.
But it does for most people.
It does for most people.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, how is this going to look? Does it look like I'm this or I'm that? Or, does it look like I'm bad? Like, I did not care because I was so tapped in and tuned into how I was feeling in that moment, where it's like, wow, this is kind of crazy. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is not even crazy, but this is real. Mm-hmm. And this is like something that I've never expected, and something that I'm willing to go through with because it's something that's beyond my imagination. I didn't even imagine this possible on this level, in this connection. And because of that, because I listened to my heart, and because I'm just kind of challenging myself to step out of my comfort zone with this, it's like, wow, it's led me to somebody that's like a unicorn, so magical, like beyond anything I've ever expected.
Someone who was also in pure alignment with herself.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was my vow to me as well. When I got out of a relationship in January this year, I was like so about the same things, working on me and my business and fulfilling my mission and doing everything that I could to just to make sure that I was doing my best in those areas of my life. And I was being so in alignment with myself. Insert this guy over here. And it's almost like when you're in alignment, like those who are in alignment, even friends, they pop into your life.
Yes. Yeah, that's so true.
And it's like, here's somebody who I take a lot of pride in the fact that I've done the work. And when I say the work, I mean like, the personal development work, working on myself and actually going through a lot of darkness. And, you know, I myself have a coach, even though I'm a coach. So it's like I've been doing the work now for a few years, and my point is I've really done it, and so has this guy right here. And I think the more that we do the work, the more we come into alignment with ourselves. So he's done the work and I've done the work. And then it's just like life just, you know, brought us together. It's so effortless when you've done the work. I tell him all the time, you have no idea how refreshing it is to be with someone who's done the work.
Yeah.
Because then it's like they speak your language. They freaking get it. You know, a lot of times, and I see this with clients very, very often, clients who are in relationships, whether they're married or not, you know, they're being coached by me on their own personal development story, and they're progressing and they're thriving and they're achieving that potential. And they talk about their partner, you know, getting left behind because they're kind of not doing the same thing with them. And it doesn't have to be with them. It's just like they're not, you know, going for their potential. They're not working on themselves. They're not doing the work. They're just kind of like where they're at while their partner is, you know, getting higher and higher and higher. And then they start to have issues because of that. And so it's just like they start to get out of alignment.
Yes.
That's what happens.
Yeah, and exactly. Yeah. And have you ever, anyone here, have you ever or are now in a relationship, or have you ever been in a relationship, whether it's a friend or actually like a partner or whatnot, where you felt like you were like let's just say leveling up. You were growing so exponentially that you felt like you were leaving the person behind, or that you were outgrowing the person or whatnot. I know I have. I've felt that before. And actually, yeah, that's a whole different story, but that's...
That happened to me, with my previous relationship.
Yeah.
So, if anybody has at all, please.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know about that too. If you have, I have, you know, where you feel like you're outgrowing your partner, and it's completely normal. And the reason why I ask that too is because a lot of times, thank you. A lot of times we hold ourselves back from true growth and from really stepping into our desired reality or our potential or whatever it is that we set in front of us that we're trying to create or align ourselves with. We'll stop ourselves because we're worried about, again, what other people think, or we're worried about outgrowing the people around us and being criticized and judged. Basically, we hold our own selves back because of that. And we're like, well, I don't want to lose my partner, and I don't want to mess up what we have here, or whatever. And all I got to say is that when you commit to growth, when you commit to yourself, because you're really committing to yourself, everything will line up perfectly for you no matter what happens. Even if your relationship does fall apart, just imagine being unhappy or unsatisfied in something that you're just trying to put the pieces together and hold together and whatnot, whether that's in your own life or a relationship or anything at all, a job, whatever that might be. More than once feeling sucks. Yes. Yeah, so, you know, you can agree that, you know, there's a lot of times we are on this journey where we're growing, and we hold ourselves back because we're afraid of outgrowing somebody else, or someone else is like, no, don't, like, you know, you're leaving me or whatnot. And that, again, that falls back into what we were talking about with alignment. And really sticking to your own game and really sticking into your own desires. And so the question that I always ask my clients too, it's what do you want? What do you want to experience? Not what do you and your partner want to experience. Of course, that does come into play when you both are in alignment, or even if it's just not a partner, but whatever it is in life. But the key question always is, what do you want? What do you want to experience? And then there's actually layers to that. If you can actually ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Not what have I been programmed to want? Not what does society say that is honorable to be in life, like have a 9-to-5 job and, you know, have weekends off and go out and, you know, take whatever vacations every now and then and whatever. I mean, that's fine if that's what you want to do. But I'm saying, like, what is it that you really, really want? Like, what is it you really, really, really want to do? And that's really a key question that I feel like everybody needs to ask themselves, no matter where you're at. Even if you're not even on the spiritual journey, if you're just tuning in, you're like, what is this guy and woman talking about? Like, ask yourself, what is it that I want? What do I want to experience? You'll be surprised what comes up.
I actually realized something that happens often to clients and even some of my friends. When I ask them that, what it is that you want, they have a difficult time responding, not because they don't know the answer, but they think that it's not realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Or they think it's not attainable, because then they, instead of answering it by answering what do you want, they think of the how. Well, like, this may be what I want, but I don't know how it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So they're so focused on the how without realizing that the how, appears when you start doing the work. Like, people ask us that all the time. Oh, how are you guys going to make it work? How many times do we get that question?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time. I mean, she's here, you're there, and I'm
work.
just like, I don't know, it just is. And it's been working so far, perfectly.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, I'm not worried. And it's super cool because it's like, I'm so at peace with it. And so is he, that we're just like, we're not worried about anything. And we're just focused on making it work. And it's a priority. And then the how just gets more clear and clear and clear.
Yeah, totally. It does. And the how does get more clear and clear and clear.
My true self, you can lie to others, but not to yourself. Nope. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. There's going to be a lot more people on self-awareness journeys. Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm very fortunate that mine happened in my early 20s. And it completely transformed me. And I'm able to look back at that moment in my life now, because there was a lot of darkness in it. Without it, I wouldn't be the person that I am. I wouldn't be in alignment, and I definitely wouldn't have attracted this guy into my life. That's for sure.
Yeah. I just was drawing something out real fast because I want to share this with you, because now that you brought that up with the how, and it's so important, the how, because the how, it doesn't matter. But you have, like, basically, you're at the mall. Can you even see that? You're at the mall, right? I don't know if you guys even have that. But today I saw that today for the first time. Like, you're here. You're in this location. You're here. And then this is your desire, right? A little heart. You're here. This is your desire. And then you have everything in between. That's the how. So you have everything in between. That's the how. Like, how am I going to get this done? How am I going to pay for this? How am I going to come up with the money? How am I going to take the time off? How am I going to develop myself? How am I going to whatever? How? And the how, like, it's this wave. It's like this constant little, like, serpentine that goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And the point being is that when you're just focused on what you want, key question, what do you want? What do you want to experience? Not just like what I kind of want. It's like, no, what the fuck do I want? Mm-hmm. Like, what do I want to experience? Like, this is what I want to experience. Get crystal clear on it.
And talk about the feeling that you want.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You talk about that all the time.
I talk about it all the time. The feeling. The feeling is the secret. The how becomes irrelevant. Like, the how, like, up and down becomes irrelevant. That just comes, it doesn't even matter, because when you're aligned with what you want and you're so tuned in, like, I want to experience this and I don't care what I have to do, whatever it takes, the how, like, really does not apply. Like, you don't care about the how. I'll do whatever it takes. Mm-hmm. And then there's another thing that really is just key to this whole concept, or not even a concept, but this whole way of being. Again, it's all tying into alignment. It's not about, like, where you're going. It's not about what you're getting to. And this is, like, next level thinking. So maybe you will get this, maybe you won't. And I know if, like, talking to a person who is not taking the initiative to develop themselves, they might not understand this. And it's really simple, but and I'm sure it's kind of cliche maybe, but it's not about where you're going. It's not about what you're trying to achieve or attain or become. Oh, it is actually. That's the last part. It's like it's who you're becoming. It's what growth spurts, what experiences you'll have, the things that you'll get to actually accomplish in the process of becoming whatever it is that you want, whatever desire you have. So with this relationship that I'm in with this beautiful human being, it's like, wow, you really have to dig through a lot of dirt to get to the gold. And I don't mean dirt as in people who are dirt. Like, I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying, like, my own dirt. Like, I had to clear out my own dirt from my own self to get to my own gold. And my own gold was able to shine so bright where I was able to draw in somebody that's on this level here and really hold it, like really maintain this. And this applies to anything in life. It's like, what do I want? Understanding that I don't give a shit about the how. The how doesn't matter. It's about, what do I want? What do I really, really, really want? Everything else becomes irrelevant. And then just doing the work that's necessary to get there. Understanding, though, that it's not really about that, but it's about focusing on like, wow, I'm going to be able to do so many extraordinary things to get here. I wonder what's in store for me. I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder, like, wow, this is going to be really cool. I'm going to have a chance to really develop myself into becoming the person that can attain that. And I think that's just so key. It's like a huge shift, a mindset shift, because it's like, wow, it's a journey. It really is a journey to becoming whatever it is that you want to become, to do and have whatever it is you want to do and have. Does that make sense? When we speak from our truth universe.
There was a question up here, right there.
Do you think being go ahead.
No.
Do you think being aligned and knowing what you want leaves room for the magic to happen? That is the magic.
Yeah.
Do you think being aligned and knowing what you want leaves room for the magic? Yeah. So knowing what you want is just like, oh, I want to experience that. Being aligned means you're in alignment with what you want. Like, I'm so sure of what I want. This is what I want. What I mean by alignment, to like break it down a little bit more, in how I explain things with alignment, is alignment means that I'm a vibrational match to my desire. So if you want to experience a loving relationship, are you an asshole? Because if you're an asshole, you're not going to be in a loving relationship. Mm-hmm. If you want to be in a loving relationship, you have to be a loving person. Like, you have to be that love. So that's what alignment means. It's like being that vibrational match to your desire. And yeah, so
I say that often in another way. You attract what you want by being what you want. Because I get it all the time. You know, women around me complain all the time. Like, you know, it's just I keep attracting all these men, and they're just like, they're always so jealous, and they're always so like, you know, giving me a reason to not like trust them, and you know, this and that. And I'm just like, well, what is it that you want? It's like, no, I want a guy who's trustworthy, and I want a guy who's genuine and who's reliable and who's not like on top of me, and he lets me be independent and, you know, whatever. And I'm like, are you being those things though? And they'll be like, no, I mean, I'm very suspicious by nature. And I'm like, well, the more suspicious that you are, the more men you're going to attract that give you a reason to be suspicious. So it's, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you want a loving relationship, or you want this type of, you know, relationship, or you want to be with this type of partner, ask yourself, am I being those things? Do I have those qualities right now? Because if you don't, it's not going to happen for you. It all starts with you. Again, why it's so important to do the work. Because it all starts with you. How you're being is exactly what you're going to attract. So I always tell people he gets this question all the time. How do I, you know, manifest a person that I want to be with, or whatever? And you know what? It's not even about the other person. It's about you. Like, are you being that way? So it's like you attract what you want by being what you want. So you asked me that question. The first thing I'm going to ask you is, okay, great, cool. Are you being like that?
Yeah.
Are you being this little list that you may have that you're showing me? So
yeah, and the best thing that I could even offer here is, you know, if you were to make a list out of everything that you want, and then list out the qualities of the person that it would take to be in alignment with.
Thank you, Lori, by the way. I'm reading everything.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So like, let's say you make a list of a person, right? Like your ideal person. You have a list of like who he or she is, and the qualities, and you know, their physique, their looks, like whatever it might be, whatever it is that you want. Are you that? Like, maybe you're not voluptuous if you're a dude, right? Maybe you are, I don't know. But like, you know, if let's say you're requesting certain qualities and stuff that are non-physical, but more so of like character. Are you that character? Are you that same person? Because you're going to attract who you are. So that's always like a huge, big starting point, because, you know, people have these lists. People don't even make lists, but
some people do.
Some people do. Yeah. So it's like, yeah. So like, you know, that was the first thing that was brought up to me. I was like, well, are you this? No, I'm not that. So then how do you expect, shit, damn. And so then this is the best part. It's like what you were just saying is it's not really about the other person. It's not really about the relationship. It's about you. And I think that's what paid off so well for me, was that when I chose to stay single and work on myself and just develop myself for 3 years.
Get further into alignment with yourself.
It was more of, it was further in alignment with myself. And then so when I started sort of dating, it was just a totally different ball game. And then I just kept fine tuning from there. And again, I was never focused on trying to get into a relationship. I wasn't looking for that. And I know there's a lot of people out there like, I want a relationship. I want this. I want that. I want that. Okay. Do you really, really want that? Or do you really, really want what's beneath that? And that's a whole entire different story. I can't even get into that.
Or the feeling.
The feeling. It's all about the feeling. We'll just say that. It's all about the feeling.
All about the feeling.
How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? What do you want?
And another way of saying what you want is basically like creating a vision of some sort. The importance of having a compelling vision of something that you feel that you are moving towards or working towards.
Yeah.
And that's what, you do the work for.
Yeah.
There were some comments. Love it, guys. Love the simplicity of your truth. Thank you, Franny.
Thank you.
That was sweet of you to say.
Yes, rock.
Thank you.
Yes, cool.
Anything
what's up, Jeremy? Jeremy's on here. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask us real quick.
Does anyone want to ask us anything, like individually or together as a couple? Hey, Ricky. What's up?
So to sum up what we were talking about again, it's about alignment. It's about getting clear on what you want, getting very clear about what you want, and understanding too that as you're moving forward towards what you want, the thing that you want might change a little bit. It might alter because you're like, wow, I got to experience a taste of this. I don't want this anymore. It's fine tuning. You kind of shave off. You cut away certain things. You cut the fat off to get more clear about you want. Okay, I have a cool story. Okay, so there was these chairs that I really, really, really wanted. And they were like these, you know what I'm talking about, huh? There were these beautiful chairs that I wanted. And it was like this old type of wood that was like the base of it and the whole seat of it. And then this really amazing, beautiful leather. And it was just gorgeous. And I had seen them all over the place on social media. These amazing, beautiful chairs. And I kept imagining myself sitting in the chair, visualizing, doing my own mental exercises with them. And I wanted them so bad for that purpose. And I would picture myself sitting by the window, looking out at the beach, whatever. And when I came out to visit Angie in Miami, it was like a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, her other home that she was living in, she had those chairs. Like she didn't own them, but those chairs were in her house. And it wasn't just one of them, it was two of them, two of the same chairs. And she's like, you should come here and try them out first. I sat in those chairs, right? I never sat in them before. I just seen them with my eyes. I was like, I want that. I sat in the chairs and right away I was like, I don't want these chairs. I don't want them. And I had drew that experience into my life to choose from that point forward. Like, do you really want these? Do you really want to spend the money? And how much were they? Like $4.
Each chair was $4 to $5 grand.
$4 to $5 grand.
Yeah.
And
so when I heard that, and I found out the price of the chairs after I had sat in them, because they weren't mine. I would never spend that on those chairs. Yeah, no. I sat in them. I'm like, that's not worth spending that money.
Yeah, and it wasn't. It's not about. I know you're not saying that.
No.
And it's not about the money. It was more about like.
You haven't sat in it.
I haven't sat in it to even like want to invest in something like that for myself, like to please myself or whatever. But I'm so glad I drew in that experience to choose like, wow, hey, yeah, I really don't want these. And that's the same thing in life, in relationships, whatever it might be. Like you might attract someone who's super amazing, super wonderful. You've never had this connection before. Like, oh my God, this is amazing. Is this my twin flame? I don't even want to get into that right now.
But you brought it up.
Yeah. So it's like, you attract these experiences and you're getting closer to what you really want. And that's the whole concept behind this, is understanding that this is forever. Like this process of growing is forever. So when you're attracting those ideal clients into your life, your ideal partner, your ideal whatever, and you keep staying in alignment to what feels right, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter about the how. It just keeps going. I don't know how we're going to be together. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that we are. Just know it. And a year ago, I knew that I didn't want to get into a serious relationship ever. I knew that I never even contemplated anything beyond a girlfriend-boyfriend type partnership or relationship. And now it's like, wow, like these bigger things are coming into play now, and these bigger ideas, and it's stuff that I never even imagined because I'm open to whatever's happening. I'm not worried about the how. I don't care about that. And I'm able to lead with an open heart. I'm able to lead with
You said it, open heart.
with an open heart, yeah, and just really consciously choose based off of how I feel. Am I in alignment? Does this feel right? Does this feel good? Yeah, we joke like, damn, this is crazy. Like this is really crazy, but it's really fun.
And it's very real.
And it's very real. Yeah, and so when you can lead your life like that, and I like, again, I'm not like this expert in this. I'm just sharing my experiences. Maybe I'm just an expert in my own life. I know myself. Fuck yeah, I know myself.
That's why you're so in alignment.
I'm an expert in myself. But when you get in tune with that, that's the process. It's a process. So it's another thing that keeps people from growing and really experiencing something is like, oh, I don't want to like put work into some. Oh, is that Deanna? Like,
yeah.
Oh, what's up, Deanna? I don't want to put in too much time into this because what if it doesn't work out? Get out of here with that BS. Things are going to happen all the time where you're like, wow.
Karen, I didn't see you come in.
Hey, what's up, Karen?
What's up, girl? I love you too.
It wasn't scary.
I don't know if scary is the word.
I think it's more scary staying in something that you don't want to stay in because you're afraid of losing and you're like, I don't know, this is so good. Is there something better than this? There's always something better. There really is. Just like us, there's always something better that can actually happen between us. And we're both so non-attached to each other. It's like, I don't need you.
I don't need you either. But we choose to be
We
with
choose,
each other 'cause
yeah.
we want to.
We choose, yeah. Every day we choose.
And it's a choice, by the way, that we make every day. It's not like, oh, I choose once and then it's all good. No, every single day. This is a decision that you make, that you choose. And then when you choose, the actions back that up. It's not just about choosing and then it's like, cool, I'm like in autopilot. No. You choose and you you put forth the action. Oh, Boris is giving you some praise.
Oh,
here.
thanks, Boris.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, man.
That's awesome.
Little
He really
inspiration
is
to
the
others.
man. Total inspiration.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The best.
You're speaking truth to those who are ready to receive it or those that are experiencing it.
Planting seeds all day.
All day.
Yeah.
All day. And it's funny because, and I said this to you today, about, at least for me, this isn't my experience. I don't know if it's been the same for you guys. I've always been told, Angie, you can't you're not going to find someone who's perfect or, you're not going to find someone who's 100% of what you're looking for. The most you'll find is maybe 80 and then the other 20%, it's stuff you'll have to put up with or their quirks or stuff you'll have to compromise over, blah, 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 whatever. So I've always been I don't want to say taught, but that's been my perspective when it comes to, partners and dating and being in relationships. That's as high as you can go. Well, yeah, if you're being 80% yourself.
Damn.
And I feel the more 100% I am with myself, the more 100% authentic are the situations, clients, friends, partners, well, not because I just want one, I attract into my life. And when I said this to him, he's like, well, I mean, that's fucking bullshit because with you, I feel it's pretty much 100. And that's exactly how I feel about him. So,
yeah.
My journey began when I spoke the truth about how I wanted to show up in this world and I didn't want to leave this earth with regrets. Yep. We definitely don't want to experience regret. And I don't. I've been in shitty ass situations and I've been man, I shouldn't have done that or I fucked up. But it's there's gold in there. Now I'm able to look back and be there was some gold in there because there was some growth in there. And in one way or another, that situation led me to the next one, which led me to this one, and then that one led me to this one, and that one led me to you, and yeah. So So that's how I feel about that whole 80-20 thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, yeah, I'm not in alignment with that.
Yeah, and I think today we were saying something like, and we both laughed about this too, because I think if you would say this to any person who was unsure of themselves, they would take offense to this. But I had said something to you where, like, man, like I can picture myself being with you, like until we're not in alignment.
Yeah.
Until we're not in alignment. Like, it was not forever. It was like until we're out of alignment. Like I could really be with you until whenever. Like, as long as we're in alignment with ourselves. Because if you're not in alignment with yourself, like what you had said, Lori K Creations is like, you know, how do you want to show up in this world? Like, even then, I'm always thinking of like how to push beyond that or push beyond something. Do you want to show up for the world, or show up in the world based off of your own truth, or based off of what you think is acceptable or how you would be liked or perceived? That's another key question to ask yourself. And I'm just only playing devil's advocate because I really want you to play with that. Because are you playing the program, or are you playing off of who you really are? Do I want to show up the world for myself? Like, do I really want to show up for myself and be the best version of myself? Because the best version of yourself, the best version of yourself is going to be something that you never even expected, and it's going to cause you to do things that are going to push you beyond what you think is possible, to push you in zones where it's like, wow, I have to actually put my ass on the line here, or risk looking stupid, or, you know, because if you're, I know this isn't maybe not applying to you, but if you're concerned about showing up in the world as a certain thing or certain person, a lot of times we avoid looking dumb or looking stupid or looking bad or looking wrong based off of someone else's view. Because who are you looking bad, looking wrong, looking stupid to? Yeah, it's just a different play on certain things here. So, anyways, thank you for tuning in, everyone who's been in here.
Any last minute comments or questions, go for it.
Feel free to drop something in here.
Yeah.
Again, to cap everything off and to bring it all together, get clear about what you want. Just get really super clear and super real with yourself about what you want, because there's certain things that you want that you don't want because you're not moving towards them. Like, if you really want something, you'll be moving towards it unapologetically. Finally made live to one of your sessions the last minute. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here.
This is going to be up for 24 hours, so make sure you watch the whole thing from the start so you can understand the flow. But thank you for tuning in, Ibrahim. Yeah.
Yes. You'll be in LA pretty soon too.
Cool.
January. I live unapologetically authentic now.
It feels good, right?
Yeah.
It's very liberating. Being 100% authentic is one of the most liberating feelings in the entire world.
Yeah, and I didn't live either. Like, I didn't live like that either, where I was fake. I was false. That whole false confidence thing, I feel like that's a big, huge thing too. Thank you. This helped me understand myself. You were super so much value. Thank you. Appreciate both of you. I appreciate you, man.
Oh, I appreciate you, Ricky. And thank you, Chula Girl, for that comment.
Thank you.
Good. I'm glad it helped you. It's going too fast.
Go ahead.
I'm scared I'm going to knock it down.
No, you aren't.
When I aligned myself at the start of the year, I achieved 2 of my impossible dreams this year.
Nice.
See, look at that.
Franny Royale.
Magic starts to happen when you start aligning with yourself. Like, big time serious shit. And it starts to move really fast.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Like,
super
we
fast.
know about that.
Man, it's like, I will do that for sure. Good to see you guys here. Yes, I'm going to meet you. For shizzle.
Awesome.
Always do lives when you're together. They are gold. Thank you. You're too beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
What I like to do, I always like to share analogies, because these analogies just pop in my head, like these little like images and visions and whatnot. Alignment to me is like being in a current. It's like being in a stream. And if you're not in alignment, you're trying to hold on to a rock. You're in this current, you're in the stream, and you're trying to hold on to this rock. Like, no, I could figure this out, or oh no, this is the way I want to live, or this is not even that. Let's just say this is what I'm used to, or this is what I think I know I want, or blah blah blah. Whatever the rock is, this thing that you're holding on to, this story. That's not being in alignment. You're out of alignment. You're resisting. You're pushing against the stream. And let me just add this in real fast. Like going with the flow, I'm kind of going with that. But going with the flow is knowing what you want and going with the flow. Not, oh, I'm just going to allow things just to fall into place. And, whatever happens. That's a bunch of crap.
I hate it when people
that's
say that.
just shit.
Well,
really.
because it doesn't, you're not taking ownership for shit.
Yeah. Taking ownership is like, this is what I want. You jump in the stream and you're swimming with the stream. You're like, you're going down. You're like, boom, you hit a rock, but you're like, this is where I want to go. It doesn't matter. You move past the rock. You hit a tree. You hit a twig. Maybe it's going to go right, left, and you have to choose. But you just can't go with the flow. See where it takes me, and then it pushes you up against the dirt and you get stuck. It's like, you can't do that. You have to choose. What is it I want to do? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? What kind of experiences do I want to have? And then just kind of jumping in that stream. And that's what I'm saying. Alignment is like being in the stream. It's being in the flow, being in that current, and allowing things to unfold, but also consciously choosing your moment by moment, day by day experiences based off of, how do I feel? Does this feel right? Fine tune. It's all about fine tuning. You two are beautiful. Thank you. Damn. Yes, clarity is key. Have a great night.
Yes, Deanna.
You too.
You have a great night too. Everybody have a beautiful night. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. You have awesome followers.
Yes. And let us know. Would you know what? No, this is what's going to happen.
No, just go.
Just ask. I was going to say, your feedback as far as us doing joined lives together, since she's here and I'm going to be there, and it's going to be, 3 weeks?
I'll be there. I'll be in LA in 3 weeks.
Yes.
So we'll do something else then. But we're possibly creating something together for you guys, maybe.
Oh, not maybe, for sure.
Maybe.
For sure.
Well, I don't want to give too much away. I just want to know, we want to know what you guys think and what you want to hear from us. So send us messages, provide the feedback. You guys can follow me on my page too. But we definitely want to hear from you guys, and just in general what you think, what it is that you are looking for right now, or what you need some guidance with. Speak what you seek until you see it. Yes. I said that the other day. Instead of saying, oh, I'll believe it when I see it, believe it and then you'll see it. And you are typing in, oh, okay. Yeah. So that's my page if you guys want to go ahead and follow me. Rob just posted it. But definitely let us know what you think. Yeah. Or what it is that you want to hear from us.
Yes. And you can reach out to Angie too if you want to talk to her, if whatever you feel more comfortable. That's her account on there also. One last thing here.
Bye, Franny.
The last post that's on right now, it talks about your real self. That is so on point. It is so key and so in alignment with what we're talking about here, because your real self is really what holds everything there. It's like, that's the gold that you have to sift through the dirt to get to. And that's what I mean by sifting through the dirt. You have to go through a lot of dirt to get to the gold. And the dirt are these layers of identity. These layers of ego is what you want to call them. And it's like, you don't want to kill the ego. That's not what I'm trying to say here. It's like, you want to sift through it, peel the layers away, identify it, love it, release it. And you get closer and closer and closer to the gold. So go back and read that post again, or read that little section. And it mentioned something in here where a lot of people ask me, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I say, meditate. Try meditating. Try doing that first. And a lot of people don't meditate because they can't sit with their own thoughts. They can't sit with their own mind. They can't even sit with themselves. And the reason why I'm bringing that up last here is because ultimately you have to live with yourself. And this whole game of personal development is about self-mastery. Self-mastery. Are you mastering yourself? Are you mastering your own mind? And meditation isn't this spiritual thing. oh God, I can get into that whole topic another time too. This whole spiritual thing. It's about being in alignment with your heart, with your true self. Like, who are you? Who am I? What do I want to experience? And then using meditation as a tool to reconnect with who you really are, because who you really are is not this thing. It's not this avatar. Who you really are is like this projection of source energy that really has no figure. It's this energy, and it's this unconditional, loving, eternal, infinite source of light.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no limitation, there is no ceiling to this energy that is basically occupying this body and then projecting, manifesting this physical experience on this physical plane. So when you use meditation as a tool to reconnect with who you really are, you're actually tapping into who you really are, and you can actually hear like your inner calling. You can actually hear your inner voice and tap into your truth.
And get closer to alignment.
Yes, and so meditation can be simple as like going into nature and chilling out and sitting down and doing some breath work and looking and connecting to nature, maybe doing some drawing or whatever it might be. But meditation for me is literally sitting down and breathing, using certain breathing techniques.
When your breath becomes louder than your thoughts. That's a tip I always got.
Yeah, that's true. It's so true. And I'm not trying to be a smartass, but like the best teacher out there right now, aside from yourself, of course, because you have to use yourself to apply these techniques, but the Google this shit. Like Google, how to meditate properly, how to breathe properly. The information's out there. So if you just Google like meditation, how do I meditate? You'll be surprised how easy it is, just setting 5 minutes aside a day to do this, and you can really start tapping into this. And I really give credit to my growth. Like my growth, my expansion to meditation, because I was so dedicated and committed to meditating 3 times a day minimum, every single day, morning, midday, and at night before I went to sleep. It went on for about 2 years, never missed a day. Maybe I missed like a few days, but for 2 years I was consistent with that, and I saw my growth like just boom, boom, boom. I was tapping into things that if I told you right here, you would just think I'm crazy, or you would think I'm making it up. But you really tap into your infinite self, and it's so much more than what you can imagine is possible for yourself. What we're capable of is like mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And you don't have to meditate to experience that. I'm not saying it's like you have to, and it's not this spiritual thing. It's not a cult. It's not this ritual that you have to do, and it's not like, oh, it's the lifestyle. No, meditation is just breathing. It's connecting with who you really are. It's not a trend. You don't have to wear crystals to do it. You don't have to do a dance. You don't have to be around certain people. You don't have to wear hair in a bun. You don't have to do yoga. It's just you sitting by yourself and being with yourself, because at the end of the day, that's who you are. So
yeah.
Anyways, any last words? Anything
I recommend the app Headspace as a great way to learn how to meditate. It just simplifies it for you. It's a free app. Take advantage of it. It changed my life 2 years ago.
Really? You started using Headspace? I didn't know you used Headspace.
Yeah, I told you this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I recommend it to my clients all the time, especially people who have no idea what meditation is, and they're like, I don't know how to do it, I don't know how to do it. Get Headspace. Do it. Trust me, it works. I have 2 clients on here right now of mine, and they'll tell you that shit works. It really just helps you understand it. It's great. Just do it. If you don't want to Google, get Headspace. All right.
Cool. Thank you for tuning in here.
Thank you.
I appreciate you all for being here. What I believe in doesn't matter. Do you believe in what you believe in, buddy? It doesn't matter what I believe in. So anyways, thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Thank you again for your support. This, for those who are just tuning in right now, you can go view this anytime you want, or not anytime you want, for the next 24 hours. This is my girlfriend Angie here. I'm in Miami with her. She's amazing. Mind-blowing. Check her out. I am Angie Sanchez. Thanks again for tuning in. I shall see you soon.
Bye.